YTBC. Let's talk about Cash Cow. Rock Nation top ranked Golden Boy Al Heyman beef after Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao leave. This is the debate. Ghetto superstar here. Um, I got this idea from Rilo Jenkins' channel. I think it was about a year ago. I was listening, to tell you how much of a boxing head I am. I was listening to their channel, and I think it was Blood, Zone 6, Boxing Talk 8576, and I think 78 Sports was also on that video, and they just talked about Cash Cow. How does Cash Cow work? You have to beat a cash cow to become a cash cow. You have the promoter's point, promotional cash cow potential. You have the worker bee cash cow. That was the consensus as I remember. So I'll put a link out there to Rilo Jenkins in his channel. And wonderful addition to the YTBC. And also, the second thing is JT put out a great video about xylocaine. I was surprised. He broke down the medical usage of it. I guess his career is in the medical field. And he really broke it down. So I think, some of you guys, definitely all of you guys need to go and check out that video. So I guess Floyd Mayweather doesn't have as much of an advantage shooting up xylocaine in his hand. Another channel that I want to put out a special shout out to is Thunderdome. He had a great, he was asking what Cash Cow is. It's pay-per-view star, Thunderdome. And guys, I like all channels. I don't care what side of the argument you're on. I just like to listen to you and your opinions. And a lot of the channels that I listen to, I get to know you guys. And, there's no need to call names and stuff, guys. I told Wilson Caden on the remark of the last video that he made of Manny Pacquiao. Whether you like Manny or not, it doesn't really matter. This is for people to look back in history. Can you imagine 10 years from now, some young 20-year-old kid, starts to get into boxing and they can go to the YTBC and kind of really see the gossip and what really happened with Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, all the ups and downs, all the drama of the 5 years and the final fight. For me, I would love to go back in history and just be there with Leonard and Hagler's negotiations, and I would have loved to have been the fly on the wall listening to that negotiation. All the gossip, what the boxing heads were thinking at the time. We don't get that. We get some documentary, and like what Blood said on the video, back then, we didn't have, newspaper. We had just, Ring magazine maybe. That's it. That was the only distribution you got. And it was always late. Always late. So for the boxing heads out there, man, it's great that YTBC, because we're going to change history. And talking to each other and saying horrendous names to each other, come on, bruh. We don't need to do that. Here's something that's coming up that I'm really excited about. 78 Sports TV created a debate league within the YTBC community. If you guys want to debate any channels, you go to his forum that he created. If you guys aren't a subscriber of 78 Sports TV, you guys should immediately. That's one of the best channels out there in YTBC. Now, in that debate so far, guys, UK blogger has become the champ. Okay? The first match he took out Divine. Divine wasn't ready. He admitted that. And he wants a rematch. But he beat Divine clearly. Then the second match was against Jay Dill. Jay Dill came on strong, man. He was throwing down. But as all of you guys know with UK Blogger, love him to death. Great channel also. But he was crowding Jay Dill. Just crowding that motherfucker, man. And so Jay Dill was trying to switch out. And, UK Blogger overwhelmed him. But that's not the big event. The big event is UK Blogger defending Manny Pacquiao. And Carcino defending Floyd Mayweather. I've been wanting this debate forever. This is going to be great. Carcino's got a great channel. UK Blogger's got a great channel. They both have different arguments. I can't wait for that debate, guys. So hopefully, I'm just excited about that debate, and so I wanted everybody to know that are watching my video. I'll also leave you guys a pitch book for Winky Wright. that I found online. Pitch books, I told you I'm from the investment banking world, and pitch books are what you pitch to networks and advertisers to market your fighters. Maybe that will give you guys an idea. I'll also allow you guys to download the demographics of boxers, and I'll have an Excel spreadsheet about demographics, and hopefully that will be helpful. I will also let you guys download this PowerPoint presentation so you guys can use it for whatever that benefits the YTBC. So let's go to the topic at hand, guys. Okay, who's Rock Nation? Rock Nation is part of the Creative Artist Agency. CAA is the largest Hollywood agency in the world. They have offices in LA, New York, London, Nashville, Beijing, Chicago, St. Louis, Stockholm, Mumbai, and Munich. I mean, they're no joke. Okay? They have clients like Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Meryl Streep. And they don't only have Hollywood stars. They have screenplay writers. They have, musicians. They have, and not musicians like I'm talking about for Hollywood. They're big, guys. They're huge. Now, they opened up through CAA. They opened up a CAA Sports, a division of CAA. That's where they started growing significantly in the last 5-10 years. Is they've got Derek Jeter, Peyton Manning, David Beckham. And then Jay-Z joined them, and Jay-Z Rock Nation Sports is a division of CAA Sports. It's a joint venture. This is where they signed Kevin Durant, Des Bryant, Geno Smith, and the rest of the guys. And basically our concern, which is Andre Ward. Okay? Now, to make it even more complicated, TPG is a $66 billion private equity firm. And that's no joke, guys. I'm from Wall Street, so $66 billion is a pretty big chunk of change for a private equity firm. Now, they're not buying individual stocks. They're going and buying and hustling the street to find out there's any good play and put that money to work. So they're a big deal, guys. For them to make an injection into CAA agency, that's big. But like I said before, this is just an experiment, guys. I don't know if Jay-Z will be successful in boxing. I'm going to put out a shout out to Ladies the Champ. She made a good point. I'm not a big fan of music in boxing. I don't care if it's rap or country music or regular music. I'm just not a big fan of it. And I don't know. And some of you guys might have liked it. Maybe that's a new delivery and I just need to get used to it. But I watched the Rock Nation's first fight. The card was okay. I thought the production quality was okay. I think it could have been better. I'm just not a big fan of. I think it was on Fox. I'm just not a big fan of was it on Fox? Guys, I apologize. I don't know. I don't remember, but I just didn't like that ESPN-ish, Fox Sports kind of production delivery. I've always been a big fan of HBO. I just think they deliver the best. Number 2 is Showtime, and then it just goes on from there. But that's just my opinion. Okay, guys, this is the top pay-per-view and top gate, guys. Okay, Floyd Mayweather, of course, is in top. That means, out of the 35 largest fights that was hosted in Nevada, Floyd Mayweather controlled 127 million of that. That's crazy. That's staggeringly way beyond everybody else. Oscar De La Hoya's got 92 million. Manny Pacquiao's got 63 million. Even though he might have fought in China, let's all be honest, guys. I mean, 20 million more? Okay, 83 million versus 127 million. Come on. It's not even close. Floyd controls the gates, okay? No wonder MGM is just a red carpet for Floyd. Okay, let's look at pay-per-view numbers. Since 2005, Mayweather's controlled 1.33 million pay-per-views. Manny Pacquiao's controlled 1.06 average pay-per-views. And really the big question is, guys, to the YTBC, who is going to come and take their place? I'm not saying Canelo Alvarez can't be that, but I think the largest pay-per-view he's had is 326,000. I mean, basically we may have a big giant hole in boxing after Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao fight. Just a giant hole. So, I just thought this is what the present moment is. This is what it looks like. These are the two Pound for pound kings 1 and 2, 2 pay-per-view kings or cash cows. Okay. Let's look at the boxing demographics, the viewership. What does that have to do with this? Because this is big data, guys, and I don't know if some of you guys uh, haven't been in the business world or look at the internet. Everything is data driven. You know, when they say that the big companies are tracking people's information, they're tracking it. They're tracking how you watch. They're tracking, your demographics. Every time you plug onto an iPhone or plug onto your iTab or plug onto your computer on your house, that unique IP address is identifying where you live. In a second, they'll find out the demographics of your neighborhood in real time. That's what they mean by big data, guys. Calculations of millisecond information. Okay, boom, somebody logs on. Okay, great, we've got your IP address. All right, you live in a neighborhood with, with house value between $500,000 to $1 million. It's this, and the education level of your neighborhood is this. This is your, by income level, marital status, and all the others. So boxing demographics are very important when Golden Boy, Al Heyman, Top Rank, these guys all have this. I'm trying to put some myths out to rest. I mean, you think a multi-million-dollar company like Top Rank or Golden Boy or Al Heyman don't have demographic numbers? They do. Now, out of all these demographics, simple, 86% are males, okay, da-da-da-da-da. There's 48% of the boxing viewers are between 35 to 49, you know what I mean? 29% that are between 18 to 34. So we need to have a higher viewership numbers with the younger, or we're going to have a demographic trend that's going to be negative for boxing. You've got, 53% are married. Okay, great. That doesn't really matter, in my opinion. What's surprising is 82% of boxing viewers are white. And I was like, wow, that surprised me. I thought it would be more diversified, more ethnic people, but it's not. 82% are white, 12.5% are Hispanic, 4% are African Americans, and 1% are others. Or me, Asian. Shit, what the? I was kind of, what is this? I was surprised, guys. Now, by education, fine, 34% high school graduates, 48% are others. They didn't disclose their education. You've got the income distribution. 43% of all boxing fans are making between 50 to 59,000, and 2% and above are making 150,000 and above. So that is the whole demographics. And so sometimes I wonder, why they're pumping out, different types of fighters, different types of matches. When you look at the boxing viewers' demographics, it makes sense. But this is what produced Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. This is what they've been working under. This is what they look at big data. So I was surprised, guys. Just, letting you guys know. All right, let's look at the cash cow. Now, you've got Top Rank, you've got Golden Boy, you got Rock Nation, you got Al Heyman, you got K2 Promotions, you got Main Events, you got Eddie Hearn. And for some of your English boxing fans that are listening to this video, sorry guys, I don't really know much of the English fighters, guys. I just don't, and I apologize for that. I'll try to get up to date on those guys. But you got Eddie Hearns that is controlling Kell Brook, and I think Carl Froch. Two of the main notable guys that I think will have a great impact over on this side of the ocean. So I put Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto in purple. They are the current pay-per-view king, prince, and whatever you want to call Miguel. I put green as potential pay-per-view or cash cow kings that are going to come out from each of the separate promotional companies. Now, let's look at Top Rank. Okay, Manny's gone, Miguel Cotto's gone. All right, we got Terrence Crawford, Felix Verdejo, Mikey Garcia, Vasil Lomachenko. We've got Timothy Bradley, and we get Nicholas Walters. I might have forgotten somebody, but This is what I see as potential cash cows. Nicholas, I only put him in blue because I think he's got one more fight, just one more big fight, and I think he's going to be on its way, and then he'll turn green, in my opinion. But at this moment, he needs one more fight. Number two, I believe that Nicholas Walters can potentially beat Vasil Lomachenko. I don't think that's an easy fight for Vasil. I just do not. I think that will be a tough fight. Nicholas is strong. That brother's strong. So if he does beat Vasil Lomachenko, he's already running. I just think Vasil is going to be a star in either way. I think people love to watch him. He's beautiful to watch. If some of you guys haven't seen Vasil Lomachenko, you got to see his fights. It's incredible. The boy can box. You got Marky Garcia. I think, I know there was talk about Al Heyman, but I'll be honest with you, I think Top Rank won. So that's what Top Rank has. Now, Felix Verdejo, for some of you guys who don't know much about Felix, he's supposed to take over Miguel Cotto. Go watch his fights. I'm going to try to do a video on him in the next couple of weeks. But Felix is the real deal. Now, one of the things about cash cow is you have to be promoted by a promotional company, from what I remember as cash cows, or you can surprise everybody. There's two ways to being cash cow, and I'll talk about that a little later. Now let's look at Golden Boy. Now I know. Golden Boy and Al Heyman split up, and I know that's all the new news. I put their fighters there because I don't really know. Now you got Canelo Alvarez, who's on top. You got Amir Khan that could potentially become a cash cow. You got Lucas Matisse, who can be a potential cash cow. He's a fan-friendly guy. But like I've always said with foreign fighters, hire an interpreter, mofo. Please, we as American boxing fans want to know what you're thinking, man. Don't try to speak partial English and none of us will understand. And Lucas, we need some trash talking, brother. Trash talking. We need some excitement. Now, Leo Santa Cruz also went with Golden Boy. I don't know. I really, David Lemieux, in the middleweight, I see him as a potential cash cow. But I think Triple G will stop him, so that would end that. But just out of lucky punch, I just put David Lemieux there. He gets lucky and knocks out Triple G. David Lemieux's stock just goes up, way up. Now you got Bernard Hopkins over there at Golden Boy, because he's a 5% owner, or 8% owner. So he's going to be the guy that they use to pass on the baton, like they did with Sergey Kovalev. Okay? So I don't know who Golden Boy has below, but I could tell you that Bernard Hopkins is going to be the advocate. Maybe one more fight and then move on. You got Tayshaun Dingalong Superdong. I don't know, man. I know everybody's laughing at me. I mean, Tayshaun Dong. What the hell is this? He's a freak show. I get it. Butterbean. I get it. Okay? Butterbean was a freak show too. But what I'm saying is that when you got a 7 foot Chinese guy, okay, with 1.6 billion people, it may be a long shot for money, but I assure you, when he fights, Golden Boy's gonna make some money. And with the heavyweights the way it is, man, there could be a lot of great fights. Go watch my video on Vermain and Deontay. And I talk about the heavyweights. I put up a chart like this and possibility of all the fights. Okay, so, Amir Khan, he's got a shaky chin. It may be a short term that he becomes Golden Boy. I think, Amir Khan may be going to HBO. And I don't really know the breakup. I don't understand. I've read every article possible. I watched some videos out there. And, I watched T Street video. You should watch that. I should link that together. I don't know what this means. I mean, does Amir Khan, Lucas Matisse, and Leo Santa Cruz listen to Oscar De La Hoya? And Al Heyman is not going to have any decision-making among their career? Or is this just the three fighters that Golden Boy has that is advised by Al Heyman, and can they make fights, or do they still have to go through Al Heyman? I don't know what the breakup is. Or is Amir Khan and Lucas Matisse and Leo Santa Cruz are Are they going to not fight that much or any competitive fight till they're out of the Golden Boy contract? I don't know what all this means, guys. But I'm just putting that in for Golden Boy. If it's kind of hard for me to believe that Golden Boy just got fucked, that Al Heyman got all the fighters, and what, Richard Schaefer write a check to Oscar De La Hoya for $50 million? Is that what you're telling me? I have no idea. It's hard for me to believe that Oscar De La Hoya said, okay, I'm happy walking away with Amir Khan, Lucas Matisse, and Leo Santa Cruz. But the three guys that I just got, I have no control over their career. I can't make fights. I still have to go through Al Heyman. And then I gave up all my other fighters where Richard Schaefer and Al Heyman screwed me in my back while I was drunk, walking around in lingerie. Like, are you kidding me? Tell me, am I missing something? How could the settlement be so one-sided? I don't get it. I don't understand, guys. So that's where Golden Boy is, okay? You got Rock Nation, and I've explained earlier in the previous slide that who Rock Nation is. They're backed by CAA. They're big. This is no joke. Now, they signed Andre Ward. They got Brian Jennings through the Shaw promotion merger. Thomas Delorme, great fight. I think Eduardo Martinez could be a potential rising star. But I think Andre Ward could be potential pay-per-view guy. And I know some of you guys are going, man, he's never been promoted right. Andre Ward, man, is a tremendous talent. I just think that Rock Nation is going to do a better job to make Andre Ward a household name. Clean cut Christian kid, dynamic, great speaker, well spoken. And he's the real deal. Now the question is, can Rock Nation do something with him? I think they could. Now Brian Jennings is fighting Klitschko. And can you imagine if Brian Jennings beats Klitschko? Highly unlikely. I'm not saying it'll happen, guys. Highly unlikely, but if he did, Rock Nation just controls the heavyweights. But I don't think that's possible. But, and I wouldn't bet for Brian Jennings. I just don't see anybody beating Klitschko. Maybe one or two guys that has a potential. But that's Rock Nation. That's all they've got. Now, I heard that they're trying to grab Rigondeaux. That would be great. I mean, Rock Nation's looking at lists, right? Pound for pound list. Maybe they control two out of the, 2 or 3 major fighters in the pound for pound, and then try to cross them on the cash cow side, right? Which is pay-per-view. I don't know how they're going to market, but I could tell you they have everybody. They have the best of the best. Now let's go to Al Heyman, and I know he's got a lot more fighters than this, guys. So just scratch Floyd Mayweather. There's Adrian Broner. I know some of you guys are going, man, no. Tell me what event you've watched of Adrian Broner that's not exciting, man. I'm waiting, guys. Right. Adrian Broner's exciting. Exciting because he's not perfect like Floyd Mayweather. There's some flaws. There's some weaknesses. I love that vulnerability in a boxer. I love him overcoming that in next fights. And I like Adrian Broner. And some of you guys don't know clowning, man. We may call it, I think it's unique in wise of, no, I think it's unique in boxing. I think it's got a flair of the African American culture. And I think some of you guys may misunderstand Adrian Broner. That's just my opinion. Man, Adrian Broner is a clown, and I love that clowning. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember when we were back in school, and, just imagine elementary school, high school, when you and your boys were going out, we're playing football or whatever we were doing, among the group, there was the clown. And he would say things that were outrageous, right? Whether we're partying or whatever. And the whole group would look at him and like, dang, did he just say that? But it was funny. But it was obnoxious. And we as a group reacted. That's what Adrian Broner's doing, man. I don't know what all this hate towards Adrian Broner. I like Adrian Broner. I like watching him fight. Okay. You guys know Keith One Time Thurman. He's my dog. I'm riding with Keith. So, don't, hey, you can't get me to say one thing negative about Keith. Okay? Now, if you debate me and force me, I'll admit it, but I ain't going to divulge any negatives about my boy Keith Thurman. But I think he'll be pound for pound. I still believe that he'll be a pay-per-view king. That's what I see. Keith Thurman will control the welterweights, and he will control pay-per-view. Now, will he control pay-per-view like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao? I don't know, guys. And I don't know if that's just a unique blip that we have in boxing, and maybe the norm is only 3 to 500,000 pay-per-views. But I don't know if Keith One Time Thurman will be able to do 1 to 2 million to 3 million pay-per-view. I don't know. I really don't. And those are the things that are a concern. Danny Garcia, I know there's a lot of love for Danny Garcia, but I just think that he's exposed. He's in a trap. If he goes to 147, guys, I just think that he's going to get hurt. I mean, I think there's a lot of people in 147 that will beat Danny Garcia with no problems. Floyd Mayweather will beat Danny Garcia. Manny Pacquiao will beat Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman will beat Danny Garcia. Sean Porter will beat Danny Garcia. I just named the few in 147. Exactly. Now, Danny can fight Lamont Peterson in 140 and try to reign that, but, you know, is he going to fight Chris Algieri, or is Chris Algieri, I don't even think he's a champion anymore. I think that belt's vacant. I mean, I don't know what Danny Garcia's options are. So with the current fights that he has in 140, I don't see that as being pay-per-view. Even if he fought Provodnikov, would that be a pay-per-view? No. Okay, if Danny fought Lamont Peterson, would that be pay-per-view? No. So if Danny is not a pay-per-view star right now, with all the accomplishments he's made in a year and a half, because I only give him credit, I don't see him as a pay-per-view. That's why I kept him at blue. And he's got a lot of problems. Because I told you, he's going to have to fight killers, man. You know? And I know some people, might have disagreed with me. Okay, fine. Put Danny Garcia in with Rios and Alvarez winner, right? I don't know if Top Rank and Al Heyman can work it together, but tell me who Danny has to fight. He can't fight Salkas. Okay, you got Sean Porter. Okay, I like Sean. I think he'll be a great addition. Be a pay-per-view star? I think he'll be tough. I want to give it a shout out to Tito Garcia, because he made a great point. Boxers don't make a lot of money, guys. I don't know where, Floyd is doing 1.3 million pay-per-view. Manny's doing 1.06 million pay-per-views. I mean, we don't get those very often. And in Al Heyman's stable, I only see Adrian Broner, Keith Thurman, Deontay Wilder, and this kid, Errol Spence. You guys watch for Errol, man. This kid, this kid is special. Okay? So Al Heyman's got Errol there. I don't see Marcos Maidana being a pay-per-view. I mean, okay, Marcos Maidana fights Keith Thurman. Is that going to be on pay-per-view? No. Marcos Maidana fights Sean Porter. Is that going to be on pay-per-view? No. Marcos Maidana rematches Amir Khan. Is that going to be pay-per-view? No. Danny Garcia rematches Lucas Matisse. Is that going to be pay-per-view? No. But I only put them there is because of potential. I hope that makes sense to people. Just the potential. We don't know. Now you got K2 Promotions with Triple G. And of course, Triple G Promotion is a division of K2 Promotions, the same thing. But the parent company is K2 Promotions, for some of you guys who may not know. Main Events has got Sergey Kovalev, which is Kathy Duva's company. Eddie Hearns has got Kell Brook and Carl Froch. Tell me where the cash cow is going to come from, guys. I understand Al Heyman's got all these fighters. Great. For some of you guys, first time getting into boxing, only sport that there is in the world is where we have AFC, You know, we have AFC, NFC, CFC, DFC, FFC, right? I've never seen anything like it, only in our sport. They have to divide it up where people won't fight with each other. But this is what it looks like. So my pick is Terence Crawford and Felix Verdejo, Mikey Garcia, Vasily Lomachenko in the top rank side as potential pay-per-view kings, cash cow. On the Golden Boy, I see Canelo, Amir Khan, Lucas Matisse, Leo Santa Cruz, and David Lemieux as a potential cash cow. We may have some little fuckery with Tayshaun Dingalong Dong Dong, okay? And Bernard Hopkins is going to kind of be the ambassador of passing on the baton. Rock Nation, I see Andre Ward. I think they're going to, promote him well. I think he's going to be a household name. Is he going to be a Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao? No. But could he draw 300,000 to 500,000 pay-per-views? I think so. Especially when he goes up in weight. So we may have to wait for about a year and a half. I mean, we may get the Triple G fight. And by that time, maybe Triple G's big, in wise of commercial value. And Andre may have to go down in weight to fight Triple G. Or a catchweight in between. And I know some of you guys are not a catchweight fans, but that's what it is. That's going to be a great fight. Now, if he beats Triple G, which I think that's a lot of guys, hey, Triple G's no joke. And not because only power. Triple G can box. Some of you guys go and check out Wilson Caden's video on Triple G. He can box, guys. This is not, I know a lot of times people look at Triple G as a knockout artist. No, Triple G can box. You don't fight amateurs and have that record. Okay, you don't. Some of you guys may go and go to YouTube and watch Triple G against Durrell. Dude, Triple G's the real deal. He can box. So stop this idea that, this and that. No, he's a tight defensive boxer. Watch things in slow motion. He's the real deal. So I don't think it's going to be an easy walk for Andre. I think Andre Ward can beat him. He's more favored to beat Triple G. But hey, anything happens in boxing. But I see that as more of a 60-40 or 70-30 fight. I don't see it's a 100-0 blowout. No, I don't see that between Andre Ward and Triple G, guys. That's just my opinion. And then after that, maybe Andre will go up and fight Sergey Kovalev and surprise us. So this is really good for us boxing fans. Only thing that I'm nervous about is Al Heyman and the NBC. And I'm going to also talk about Al Heyman and NBC. Guys, I don't think it's what people think it is, man. So, the super special guys you guys need to really look at is Terence Crawford, Felix Verdejo, and Errol Spence. Those guys are going to be something special. Now, there's two types of cash cow, guys. Floyd Mayweather cash cow and Manny Pacquiao cash cow. And you guys are going, what are you talking about? All right. Floyd Mayweather's cash cow, from the day that he got into boxing, he had the red carpet treatment. They knew he was special. He was supposed to be the star. They were touting him right in the Olympics. They were touting this guy. Okay? So what I'm saying to you guys is Floyd Mayweather, from the get-go, he had all the attributes of what makes a cash cow, what makes a pay-per-view king. Good looking, incredible boxing skills, winning, being extraordinarily, incredibly good, okay? And he can talk a lot of trash. And the personality and the charisma that you need to be a cash cow. So whether you want to watch Floyd Mayweather because you're rooting for him, or whether you're watching Floyd Mayweather because you're you're hoping that he loses, in either case, Floyd Mayweather has done a great job creating cash cowism. Okay? Now, Manny Pacquiao's cash cowism is a different way of different way to go up. His cash cowism is a working man's cash cow. When Manny Pacquiao walked into the boxing ring, nobody gave a crap. Nobody did, guys. I don't know if any of you guys are such a boxing head. You followed Manny Pacquiao's first fight in the Philippines. Bro, I didn't know Manny Pacquiao back then. And I'm a boxing junkie. You know what I mean? Wadaba is, was the first fight. That's the only time I saw him with the little, what do you call it? The blonde streak in his hair or whatever. So, Manny Pacquiao is what I call a working man's pay-per-view star. Every step that he made was a surprise to the audience. Barrero fight, surprise. Marquez fight, surprise. And both Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao had to fight the king of king and cash cow. At the time was Oscar De La Hoya. That's how they pass on the batons, guys. That's always how it's been done. So if you look at Terrence Crawford, that's a Manny Pacquiao cash cow path. He's a rough, rugged fighter. Nobody rolled out the red carpet. He earned everything last year when he went to England to beat the champ. Then he took out, man, geez, Gamboa, and then Ray Beltran. Man, I had him. I thought Gamboa was going to beat him. I just thought that was too much. Terrence Crawford surprised us, man. And when he fought against Ray Beltran, a real legitimate 135 pounder, I thought, man, this is going to be a problem. No, Terrence made it easy work, man. Terrence is something special. He's earned everything. Now, Felix Verdejo, he's more like Floyd Mayweather. Red carpet's in, good looking. He's going to take over Miguel Cotto's Puerto Rican fans. It's already lined up. Mikey Garcia is more like a Manny Pacquiao cash cow if he becomes a cash cow. Because everything that he's doing as he's moving up, there was no red carpet treatment for Mikey Garcia. None. Vasil Lomachenko is more like Floyd Mayweather. Cash cow. Canelo Alvarez is more like Floyd Mayweather. Cash cow. Amir Khan is a Floyd Mayweather cash cow. Meaning he had the red carpet. He was a silver medalist. Yada, yada, yada. Lucas Matisse is a Manny Pacquiao style cash cow. Leo Santa Cruz is more like a Floyd Mayweather cash cow. David Lemieux is more like Floyd Mayweather cash cow. Andre Ward is more like Manny Pacquiao cash cow. Everything that Andre Ward did, go back and learn your history, guys, for some of you boxing fans that got in recently. Go and listen to the commentator. A lot of people didn't think Andre Ward was good enough at the time. Right. He surprised everybody. Come on now. So Andre Ward is more like Manny Pacquiao. I mean, even with all the fighting, and I know right now, he's considered number 2 pound for pound. But I'm just saying, throughout his career, as he was coming up, he surprised a lot of people, man. A lot of people. So I consider him a Manny Pacquiao. Brian Jennings, I don't know that much about Brian Jennings' career. I just got back into the heavyweight. And Eduardo Martinez, I think he's more like Floyd Mayweather. Adrian Broner is like a Floyd Mayweather cash cow. Keith Thurman is going to be like Manny Pacquiao cash cow. Danny Garcia is more like Manny Pacquiao if he becomes a cash cow. Deontay Wilder is more like Floyd Mayweather cash cow. Errol Spence is more like Floyd Mayweather cash cow. Triple G is half and half. He's kind of like Floyd Mayweather because they've got a lot of red carpet thrown for Triple G, but he also has to earn because nobody wants to fight him. Sergey Kovalev, I just don't see him as a cash cow. I think he'll get good fights. I think we as boxing heads will enjoy it, but I don't see him as a cash cow. I don't see Kell Brook as a cash cow. I think Carl Froch is a cash cow for England, and I think potentially Kell Brook can be cash cow for England, but not here in the States. I mean, we would love to see Carl Froch come over to Vegas and fight. We'd love it. But is Kell Brook good enough? I mean, if Kell Brook is really good, which there's a question mark. I haven't seen enough of his fights to see who he's really truly made of. But if he's really good, he could potentially become a great cash cow, but I just don't see it, guys. All right, let's go on. All right, let's see how consumers shop for content. Some of you guys are going, what? So look, guys, Blood Boxing talked about this, man. Look at this. 1976 is when VCR came out, guys. And not a lot of people had it. There was a war between Beta and VHS. That war took about 2-3 years to settle. So when you used to go and you wanted to pick out a VCR, in the early part, I think we had Betamax. Our family had both, VHS and Betamax. We had Betamax just because the picture quality was better, but then it moved against that and became VHS. VHS became the standard. Cable came in because a man named Michael Milken from Drexel and Berman, they're the ones that created junk bonds that created all the cable channels. That's where Ted Turner's came in and all the cable. So cable's been around and since the early 1980s or late 1970s. And it really didn't hit everybody's home till probably mid-level in 1984. That's why I said a lot of these channels that are talking, I don't know what they're talking about. Because I think that the cable subscribers is the past, it's the legacy business. The new business is all going to be on like Apple TV, smartphones, Roku, Chromecast. I just see that becoming the standard. Look at Yahoo in 1995, guys. Google came in late 1990s, early 2000. Broadband just started when Google, which means that before 2000, guys, some of you younger kids may not know, the way we got to the internet was off of our copper wire line. It used to go, that's how you would log on to your internet. And it was slow as crap. And I remember the first web page we've ever seen with glitter and stuff, like pictures moving and stuff. It shocked everybody. It was so neat to look at that. So that was in 2000, guys. 14 years later, look how many different things have happened. So let's see where consumers get their content. Right there, guys. Number 2 place for consumers to look around for content is YouTube. Let's call out for YTBC. We have a major impact, guys, on what people watch. And if we're number 2, and some of you guys have Twitter accounts, we can try to do our best as YTBC community members to go out and push boxing. Okay? Let's see. Twitter's number 1. And Netflix, streaming, Hulu, and Smart TV. And since Smart TV's already got all the Hulu and Netflix and all the apps, that's where people are watching. There's a major seismic shift going from the cable model to the digital, mobile, tablet, online streaming model. Okay, guys? So let's look at the cable business. So Time Warner owns HBO, CBS owns Showtime, Disney owns ABC, which owns ESPN. Comcast, 2 years ago, I think, made a deal with NBC, so they own 25% of NBC Network. They own NBC and they own Universal Studios. So Comcast is one of the few cable companies that own content, whereas Dish and DirecTV don't. Okay? Then you've got Netflix, and you got Hulu, and you got cable TV. Now, cable TV has got 100 million subscribers. That is called a legacy business because they're broadcasting. And I don't know if some of you guys know, broadcasting is very expensive. When you broadcast things, it's not cheap. But the problem with cable TV is if you look at cable in the old format, non-online, you're looking at it in a horizontal or timeline. So if you have, when I go and, I'm with Verizon and, I've got 300 channels or 600. Dude, I can never find anything I want to watch. It's a lot of it is fillers. So I'll use a good example, The Shift. And then I will also give, Al Heyman fans out there. I think some of them are ludicrous in their point of view on how NBC Sports is going to bring in boxing. But so in the cable TV, when you turn it on, let's say like A&E may have 5 unique, they own it, programming. Rest of the 24 hours on that cable box that they are filling in are rented and recycled sitcoms and dramas. So when you actually convert that business, the cable business, into an app business that will go on to be on Android devices, that will be on the TV devices, There's nothing there but 5 programming. They're original. Rest of it is rented. So you'll get to find out that a lot of these sub-affiliates of Time Warner or CBS or Disney or even Comcast, there is not much content, guys. Why would a consumer download an app that's got 5 contents? It's a hassle. Okay? So one thing that you guys need to think about is Time Warner has 28 million subscribers in the United States and about 100 million subscribers international. HBO's been around forever. Okay? Showtime has 23 million subscribers in the United States, but I couldn't find anything on Showtime on international. But I'm assuming it's quite a lot less than HBO. ESPN has 56 million unique visitors that come from their cable boxes, people that are actually watching their shows, to people that are logging onto their apps, people that are going onto their website, people that are going onto their YouTube channels. They have a pretty good big data algorithms to know that 56 million unique visitors are coming to see ESPN. Now, NBC Sports is the answer to try to compete with ESPN. So they've got right now 3.3 million unique visitors, guys. If we want to call, if Lady is the champ and I want to go and create a female sumo wrestling league, NBC Sports is the best place to go, because when you have only 3.3 million unique visitors, you want that visitors to be up significantly, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. So they don't care what the programming is, how outrageous the programming is. They just want to increase their viewership, to try to steal the viewership from ESPN. That's the same thing for Fox Sports and everybody else. So if you look at it, Al Heyman going to NBC Sports is identically like some of you old cats will know, but there was a Fox TV station. Today is a completely different than Fox TV stations when they first came out. And for some of you young cats, you guys don't know. When ABC, NBC, CBS was ruling the airwaves of broadcast TV, when Fox came in, Fox had the worst lineup of content. It was a joke. I mean, it was funny. For about 2 to 3 years, maybe 4, Fox TV station was competing with ABC, NBC, and CBS. And they had crappy content. It was funny. It was, they had 1 or 2, 3 shows. So NBC having 3.3 million unique visitors a day is not much of anything. They know it. And of course, out of that, 95% is going to be everything but boxing? I don't even know if it's 5% boxing. Maybe Al Heyman will be able to turn them around. But this is the idea, okay? Now, the critical mass has already happened. Netflix have passed 31 million past HBO. That is the critical mass before the adoption from the masses comes out. And if 31 million people are already subscribing to Netflix, then you're going to see this growth happen significantly in the next 3 to 4 years. Now, I want you guys to look at this. 47.1% of the people are getting their content and information from digital devices other than TV, mobile phones, tablets, PCs, Macs. They're watching their content. 36% are watching it through their TV. See, what's going on is there's a seismic shift in the industry. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. For me, I have to watch fights in big screen. And I have to watch it in high definition. That's just my preference. I can't imagine me downloading an app, whether I pay $1 or $3, on my tablet to try to watch a boxing match. I would have to watch it in big screen. which means Al Heyman will have to, if you think about it. That's why I said some of the guys in some of the channels are claiming that Al Heyman is some genius. Okay, I'm not here to debate that, pro or con against that. What I'm saying to you is, you think Al Heyman is so smart, so special, that this guy will create a NBC Sport Al Heyman boxing app that will be on your LG devices, will be on your Samsung devices, will be on your Vizio devices, will be on your Apple phone, will be on your Samsung Android phone, it will be on LG. Dude, what are some of you guys talking about? To distribute your app is significantly difficult. You guys are kidding me. I just don't see that as possible. Now, I want you guys to also think, here's a fact that may kind of take you guys back. Apple is a 700 plus billion dollar company. They are the most expensive company in the world. In the world, guys. I think the next closest is 300 billion, and I think that's Google. I could be wrong about Google's size. They may be down to 280. I don't know. But I know for a fact that Apple is a 700 plus billion dollar company. And Steve Jobs, before he died, solved the television problem, as he said. And they've been working on an Apple TV. Not the Apple TV that's $99. Apple TV that is 65 to 85 inch screen that is compatible with your iPad and iPhone, that you can watch cable TV through their Apple content. Okay? And now Apple can buy Time Warner, CBS, Disney, Comcast, Netflix, and Hulu. They can write a check. Okay, guys? That's how big Apple is. And Apple could not get all these content makers and distribution companies to agree on the separate of cost, positioning, technology, and everything else. And you're telling me Al Heyman is so intelligent and so smart, he's going to do that? Guys, I think you guys are smoking crack. Consumer time. Average consumers are watching 5 hours a night. I don't know where they get that data. I found it. But I believe it's more like 3.5 hours throughout the 5 days. And then we've got the weekends where people are going to watch. So think about it, guys. Boxing's going to compete with NFL, NBA, National Baseball, hockey, right? And somehow Al Heyman is so smart because of the demographics he's analyzed, because of the big data. No, guys, come on. I think people are getting egocentric and can't see the bigger picture. No, boxing doesn't have that kind of political weight with Time Warner, CBS, Disney, and Comcast. They don't. They may have it for HBO and Showtime. They may have it for a little bit of ESPN, a little bit of NBC Sports, but no. They do not. So I disagree with a lot of people that Al Heyman is going to be successful at NBC Sports. Once he previews 1 year of fights, this is where the checkmate of Al Heyman's business style is. So when he puts in Lamont Peterson and Danny Garcia, there will be a loser and there will be a winner. The loser will have to go down furthermore because their stock dropped. And he has to work himself up. So think about how long it took Al Heyman to get Lamont Peterson to be at the stature where he is. Think how long. Think how long he's worked so hard to get Danny Garcia to his stature. Now, both of them fight. There's going to be a winner and a loser. Winner's going to go on and move to better things. Loser's going to go all the way back down. And when you do that cycle, yes, you make a lot of money internally because Al Heyman gets both sides of the purse. But you end up with less fighters and less fighters and less credible fighters as you allow your own stable of fighters to fight amongst themselves. That's what I didn't talk about. And so you're telling me that he's bringing in Danny Garcia, look, Lamont Peterson. He's going to go and bring in, Keith Thurman, and we're going to have it all out at NBC Sports. Come on, guys, look at the number. Go look at all the fighters put it out. Tell me when they fight each other. You're telling me I don't think my boy Keith Thurman will lose. I don't. That's what my true belief. But let's say, as an argument, he loses. He's going to go all the way back down. Who does he fight within the stable of Al Haymon fighters? Right. At the same time, when you make these super matches, we're all dying for, boxing heads, there will be losers, and those losers will go down. It will not be the topic of the YTBC. So how many more fighters is Al Haymon going to start bringing up? And that's what you guys aren't seeing. There are only few unique stars in boxing, guys. Hopefully I informed you guys. Thank you very much for watching my video. God bless everyone, and